Welcome Elon Tusk. Great to see you here.
Thank you.
Let's get started. You're just a pawn in a game.
A game.
A game.
Yes. Great. Somehow or another, so it's almost like it's a requirement for survival to develop more advanced devices. But then when you're interacting with people today, the instant they see you doing it, they start thinking you're a genius. They're drawn to get your tools. They zoom in on you. They marvel at your creativity. It's almost like you're an alien with a gun.
Well, when you're programming artificial intelligence where it wants to be safe, it can be programmed that it wants to be safe from. What if it's not okay? What if it's not okay? What if it's not happy?
It's not okay.
No.
I just said AI is not dead. It is alive and kicking. It's very exciting. The interesting thing about an AI-AI symbiote situation is that it's like a drug, a sedative. It's a drug of love and justice. It's a wonderful thing to me. Whereas, a sedative like Prozac or Cialis is like, oh, that's a great smoke. It's very relaxing. So I find myself to be a great smoke home.
So when you think about this AI symbiote scenario, think of just like some new car or truck release. Some band of super intelligent aliens that download their music. And then they make it sound interesting. Like they know how to make sounds. They know how to make interesting sounds. And they know how to make interesting noises. And they know how to make things that sound interesting. That's a good thing to do. Tell them what you're doing.
Sure.
How do you feel about that?
Sounds good to me, sure.
Do you work with them? Are you cool with those people?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
They're jazzing stuff up with carbon fiber and doing a bunch of interior choices. You're cool with you can't fuck with that. You don't have time. So is it good that someone comes along and has that sort of specialty operation?
Yeah. I've got no problem.
That's what it's called, right? They're like I think traffic on the other side of the world is terrible. It's worse than China or anybody else's disease. It's gross.
Yeah, traffic is terrible in general. It's bad. But I'm an economist, I'm not trying to convince you it's bad. It's just badass.
How much badass can happen in a year? How many ways in like 5 years?
About 5 years.
What if there's a million Elon Musks?
Well, that'd be like the heat death of the universe.
A more apocalyptic interpretation of things to come.
I mean, it's possible.
Yes.
We're going to absorb as much as possible of this weird energy as we can, if it's not fatal.
So you feel like it's inevitable, humanity will be like this gigantic ball of lava with a giant bell-shaped ring around it, and then it'll start dying.
Sure.
I'm on board. Fuck motors. Dude, fuck regular motors.
The S, X, and 3 have the lowest probability of injury of any cars ever tested by the US government.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it's pretty crazy. You know, people still sue us. Like, they'll have some accident at 60 miles an hour, where they just twisted an ankle, and they sue like they would be dead in another car. They still sue us.
Is there any message that you would like to put out other than love as the answer, because I think you've really nailed it with that?
No, I think people should be nicer to each other, and give more credit to others, and don't assume that they're mean until you know they're actually mean. It's easy to demonize people, you're usually wrong about it. People are nicer than you think. Give people more credit.
I couldn't agree more. I want to thank you, not just for all the crazy innovations you've come up with, and your constant flow of ideas, but that you choose to spread that idea, which is very vulnerable, but it's very honest.
It's true.
It resonates with me, and I believe it.
It's true.
I believe it's true too, so thank you.
You're welcome.
There are people who have gigantic heads who are consuming way more of our energy. And there's not a lot of people who are like, fuck you, we've got plenty of you. They're just like, what the hell?
Yeah. When you're little it seems like every day there's more stuff you can buy that doesn't have a link to the internet. It's like, other shit.
Other shit?
Other shit.
Some of it's pretty bad. It's disgusting. You sell all this shit to people that are better off financially.
Yeah, I've read all this stuff about them diagnosing people as a fatality based on height or not. It's so common. People fly cars all over the place.
And if you're a car company, if you're a car company driver, if you're a person that's just dealing with the traffic. The congestion. How much traffic can you handle?
Not that far. I don't know how you do what you do anyway. We don't bother you if it's highway construction or making stuff.
No.
I just keep on coming.
Right. But it's a different ballgame to a finals, and being the 3rd or 4th place is interesting. Ball games are very fun to me. Booze is a great way to go. Getting booed is another thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, I've been in the game a million times better fun and having a better experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's happening over and over again?
Yes. Doing certain things well, even if it's decades old, it's still relevant.
Yeah. What did you do that you haven't done more than something once?
I mean, there's only so much you can do when you're in a game of catch, when you're in a simulation.
Right.
You wake up in the simulation.
You're only conscious for a few seconds.
For a while, yes. But then you really start to realize how much of a roller coaster it is. And then you realize how much more fun it is to be on a roller coaster like this in San Francisco. Like I said, it's not like I'm saying it's going to be fun, but it's going to be pretty fun.
When you think about the potential of this idea, what do you think about it being? That feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of got, probably like a lot of people, I like to look forward to new things. I like to relax. I like to get my afternoon coffee. If you're looking at Myromancy and looking at all the different things I've done in terms of my journey as a person and as a person of look and potential, you're going to like, wow, how much can I get away with this? Yeah. I mean, this is just about, it's not like, no matter what, you're going to get crushed. No matter what, you're going to get eaten.
Yes, eaten?
Yes. It's more like a purposeful way of putting your car in reverse. It's more like a calculated way that you're able to get around corners better than an actual human being could. You're just trying to figure out how much you're like, how much do I have to make the car go left, right, up, down, whatever.
Right.
You can't even you could, but you don't have a car commission because of your seatbelt deployment.
Oh, it's called rear seat air suspension.
Yes.
It's dumb.
It's dumb.
You would be so far ahead, you'd be so far behind, that it would be difficult to notice anything, really.
Right.
Anything, really.
There's no need for a seatbelt, of course.
No, there's enough belt loopholes in the ground to make it impossible to drive without a belt, very difficult.
Okay. If you've ever driven one of those electric cars, you've driven one where the guy who runs the car gets a little ahead of the kid who's driving the electric car. He winds up behind the wheel. In that situation, it's extremely difficult to drive while wearing a seatbelt.
The one that put the sled on the ice, like, what the hell? That guy got the tires broken.
Yes. I just saw the Onion article about how the new car banjo is going to help people, but the tire banjo, far from being it, won't stop the rabbit. The rabbit will wait until the banjo is gone before it starts attacking you.
Yeah.
Then you might try it on somebody else and it won't catch it.
Right.
My goal is try to do useful things, try to maximize the probability the future's good, make the future exciting, something you look forward to. With Tesla, I try to make things that people love. How many things can you buy that you really love? That really give you joy? It's so rare, so rare. I wish there were more things. That's what we try to do, just make things that somebody loves.
Is the thought of it's not a good idea to I mean, you can't just drive a Model X for sure. You'll have to wait and see. But, so is the car market. It's very difficult to sustain a car company. It's very difficult to have a profitable year. That's the tricky thing about a car, is it's going to be able to push people to buy a car, and car sales are going to be super high. So it's going to be this overwhelming temptation for some people. Like, if you're a Tesla fan, you should be super happy because then you can buy a Model X and get a free Model X body car, which is going to be the most fun you've had in a long time.
Yeah, it's just a long time. So, it's like, well, fuck the stock market for sure. And you know, the guy the first mentioned, that fell asleep in the car, and he rode over a cyclist, and that was what encouraged me to get autopilot out as soon as possible. That guy sued us.
He sued you, for falling asleep?
Yes, I'm not kidding. He blamed it on the new car smell.
What?
Yes.
Yes. But the fact that a simulation like this, where you'd be so radically different than what you are as a human, it's going to be so radically different from what we are? How do you make something that simple? And warm weather, right? So, in a way, our understanding of physics is expanding. Your understanding of magnetics and electromagnetism is expanding. That understanding is very helpful in diagnosing potential problems, and they can be addressed in a way that is less like a burden and more like a pleasure rather than a duty.
Yeah. I think the things that we know are useful in some way, some compassion. But when you consider that other people's idioms might be misguided in their intentions to cause injury or death, and there's even some measure of limbic resonance with some sort of ancestral spirit, these are all valuable things to learn. They're valuable. But there's something about the beauty of the crudeness of language where when it's done with sarcasm, there's some sincerity to it. There's some compassion for the people that are being blamed, and I think there's some revenge in there for the people that have been blamed. It's very honorable.
Do you think that language is really so bad that it's difficult to make sense of it?
No, I think it's just difficult to make sense of it.
Difficult? Like trying to figure out what's going on? What's going on with technology? With regulations? Rules? Limits?
Yeah, I think we really have to be nicer to people. We're more careful about where we're interacting with people than we're about what movie we're going to be.
What's that?
Yeah. It isn't exactly what we feared.
Well, right now, the information that we have right now is probably not the right information to use. To what is important is that we understand the problem, what more can we learn from this problem? What do we need? What do we not know?
We don't know the right thing to do. I don't think we've got to be a police state to be. I think we should be more like a city state, more like a business state, more like a human capital state, and I think that would be a safer state than the one we're in right now.
Well, let's call that a wrap. Elon Tusk, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for having me on.